Hi guys, Miss McFarland here. You're almost to your last week of school and I'm going to help you with the quizzes answers for this week. Here on my board I have added the little trick that I taught you in the video, so let's see if that can help us. The product of a negative number and a negative number is, product is when you multiply, so I can use this trick. When I have a negative and a negative, if I cover those up, I'm left with a positive answer. So blue. So here we're going to select all that have a positive solution. So number one, 3 times 3, we know that's easily 15. That one works. 15 divided by a negative 5. So if I look over here, if I have a negative and a positive, if I cover those up, my answer is going to be a negative. So here our answer would be negative 3, and that does not work for a positive solution. The next one, negative 10 times negative 5. When we have two negatives, we're going to get a positive answer, which would be negative 50, and that checks off. Negative 4 times 6. Negative and a positive, my answer would be negative 24, does not work. And then negative 30 divided by negative 6, again, negative divided by negative gets us a positive 5, and so that one works as well. So the first one, the third one, and the fifth one. Submit. So here we have 9 times negative 11. If I can look here at my little trick, this is 9 groups of negative 11. So if I cover up a positive 9 and negative 11, my answer is going to be negative, and 9 times 11 is 99. So negative 99 is my product. Number 4, we start with a negative 10. That dot, remember, means multiply times a positive 4. So if I cover those up, my answer is going to be negative, and 10 times 4 is 40. Negative 40 is my answer. Number 5, we have a negative 2 times a negative 5. Or negative 2 groups with 5 in each would be 10, and the opposite of that would be positive 10. Or I can look at my Dorito guy, a negative times a negative is going to get us a positive. Number 6, we have negative 4 times negative 12, similar to the one we just did where we had two negative numbers. 4 times 12 is 48. And if I look here, cover those up, I'm going to get a positive answer. So my answer is 48. Here we have a negative 8 times a negative 5. Remember, this dot is still multiply. So if I look at my Dorito man, I have two negatives, so my answer is going to be a positive, and I just multiply 8 times 5 to get 40. Or the opposite of negative 40 is 40. Number 8, negative 11 times 11. So 11 times 11 is 121. That negative says the opposite of 121 is negative 121. Blue. Number 9 just shows a different way to show multiplication with parentheses. So this just shows 8 times 7, and then the opposite of that, so 56. And here we have a negative, or the opposite of is a negative 56 as our product. We can also double check using our little trick. Number 10, negative 4 times 5. Again, we have a negative times a positive. That would get us a negative answer, and 4 times 5 is 20, so negative 20, yellow. Here, this shows 2 times a negative 3, or two groups with negative 3 in each. And I'm going to prove this with a model just to show you. So these are going to be my red algebra tiles. I'm going to use negative 3 in each, and in two groups. So my total is all red, and there are 6, so negative 6 is my answer. Here we have some division questions. negative 18 divided by negative 9, or we would have 18 of these red dots. We'd put them in 9 groups, and then the opposite of that. So here we have 2 negatives. Our quotient is going to be a positive number, and 18 divided by 9 is 2, so positive 2. Here we have negative 8 divided by 8. Well, I know 8 divided by 8 is 1, and that tells me the opposite of, so negative 1 is my quotient. Here we have negative 18 divided by 6. We can double check here. If I have a negative divided by a positive, I'm going to get a negative as my answer. And 18 divided by 6 is 3, so negative 3 is my quotient. Here we have 72 divided by 9, all positive numbers, and this is just a quick math fact that you know, which is 8. Here we have negative 21 divided by 3. So we would have 21 of these red algebra tiles, put them in groups of 3. That would leave us with all red, or a negative 7 in each group. Here we have negative 28 divided by 4. Again, we would have all red algebra tiles. We have a negative divided by a positive. Our quotient's going to be negative, and 28 divided by 4 is 7, or negative 7. Number 18, 16 divided by negative 2. So if we had 16 divided by 2, we would get 8. And that negative tells us the opposite of 8 is negative 8. Number 19, negative 27 divided by negative 3. So here we have 2 negatives. Using our little trick, our quotient is going to be a positive number, so 27 divided by 3, if we think about that, it would be positive 9. Last question, negative 45 divided by negative 5. Just like the previous question, we had 2 negatives. Our quotient is going to be positive, so we can think of this as 45 divided by 5, which is 9. Let's see how we did. All right, 100%. Hope you guys have a great week. Bye.